Welcome back. Welcome back. I am Tiffany Rademicky with Buy Sell Rent. I have my esteemed partner here with me, Tammy Trotter, also with Buy Sell Rent. I'm about to say with TNT, but Buy Sell Rent at the Keller Williams office. And we have our esteemed colleague here, Mr. Don Greaves. And Don, please introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
I'm Don Greaves. I'm a reverse mortgage consultant for the last 21 years.
Excellent. So we're just going to jump right into it if everybody doesn't mind. Tam, do you have any questions before?
No.
All right. So, Don, why are reverse purchases an option or important to seniors or somebody approaching retirement age?
Let me broaden that to just why a reverse mortgage is important to seniors. All of us are going to get there. Time waits for no man. At some point, all of us are going to be retirees. Let me turn my phone off here. So I'll tell Mama I call her back.
We'll talk to you soon, Mom.
But all of us are going to get there. And most people are going to approach retirement where we'll no longer have a steady, predictable income. And now we've got to live off of a few sources. And that's pretty dangerous. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the average couple retiring today, has less than $100,000 saved, but they have a home that's worth $200,000. Simply stated that the majority of their retirement wealth is in their housing wealth. Well, what does that mean? That means when you retire, what are you going to use to live on? Well, there are three primary buckets, as it were. There's your income bucket. That includes if you're still employed, Social Security, maybe you have a pension. The second bucket is your investment buckets, your 401k, your IRAs, your brokerage accounts. And your third bucket is your insurance buckets. That includes annuities, life insurance, long-term care insurance. And out of those three buckets, you've got to develop a plan that's going to sustain you income-wise for as long as you live and maintain its purchasing power. Now, the question or the challenge is that number one, we're going to live longer than our parents. Medical advances, technology. We don't die because of a cold anymore in old age. So we're going to live longer. Number two, people haven't saved enough to sustain that longer lifespan. And number three, we're coming into retirement highly indebted, credit cards, consumer debt, and the like. And so if we were living longer, highly indebted, and haven't saved enough, and we've got to work with our income, investments, and insurances, is that enough? Tammy, Tiffany, is that enough? No, I don't think so. And so what does it mean to say, but I'm sitting, I have to watch this because last time I said it, the deacons came over and rebuked me. I said, Mr. Jones, but you got a big asset. I said, Dr. Graves, you. And I said, I'm sorry, that didn't come off right. But it's true. We've got a big asset. 87% of retirees are sitting on a big asset. And what do you do with that? What do you do if you've got a resource that can be used to help your retirement? See, when I tell people what percentage of income was Social Security designed to replace when it was developed in 1935? It was designed to replace 35% of your income. But if you ask the average person, how much of your Social Security makes up your total income? Well, it's 50%, 60, 70%, sometimes way more than that. But it was only designed to replace 35%. The rest you would have savings, maybe there's a company pension. So now all of that has gone the way of the dodo bird. And because, again, we're living longer, haven't saved enough, we have to look at the housing asset. Why would you have a piggy bank that you've been saving 20, 30, 40 years, and when it's time to need it or find out strategies on how to use it, you wouldn't want to know how? So that's why reverse mortgages are important, not the product, the paradigm. The paradigm. I'm looking at retirement through my income, investments, insurances, and my housing wealth to say, how can I make this work together that I can have a retirement that lasts as long as I do and maintains its purchasing power? And by that, I mean, it doesn't matter if you've got $100,000 20 years from now, if it's only worth $30,000. You've got to maintain purchasing power. So that's what I talk about, which is reverse mortgages. Forget the television commercial. Forget the 60-second commercial. This is about, you've got an asset. You've got a retirement, or your mom's going to have retirement, or your grandmother. Are they going to have the best retirement that they can have? Are they 100% certain they're going to have a great retirement, or do they have some doubts? Well, if they own a home, there are 42, listen, 42 named strategies to help them turn their home to make their retirement significantly better than what they thought.
So I have a follow-up question for that. Who would be the prime candidate for a reverse mortgage?
That's a great question, Tiffany. And years ago, AARP, when I started 21 years ago, had a commercial on VHS. And it was on, and I got it on VHS. And it started out, if you consider yourself house rich, but cash poor, a reverse mortgage may be for you. And there was some truth to that. But most of the people who got reverse mortgages, a subsequent survey showed had $100,000 in liquid assets before they even got a reverse mortgage. So the ideal candidate, I had a person who was retired CEO of a large multinational pharmaceutical company at the Jersey Shore. He had $5 million with Merrill Lynch. He had a $4.5 million home at the Jersey Shore. Why would he need a reverse mortgage, or why did he want a reverse mortgage? I'll tell you why he wanted it. Because on his $4.5 million home, he had $2.1 million in mortgages and loans. He's paying $21,000 a month. And he and his financial advisor determined that if there was a reverse mortgage that could get rid of that payment, they'd be saving $21,000 a month. That's quite substantial in times of uncertainty, and we don't know the future. So that's someone you may say, well, they wouldn't need a reverse mortgage. And I had a person who had $45 million in assets and got a reverse mortgage. I had a person that had nothing. They lived in an $80,000 home, some in a $60,000 home. And someone says, well, Don, why would they need a reverse mortgage in a $60,000 home? Well, their Social Security income was $735 a month, but they had taken out a mortgage and their mortgage payment was $350. So half of their small retirement went to a mortgage payment. If we could do a reverse mortgage that eliminated their monthly mortgage payment, would it make a difference to that lady? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say there's no ideal candidate. Here's what we look at. If you own a home, and I say to them, if we could use your home to increase your cash flow, reduce your risks, preserve the assets you have, improve liquidity, or even add new dollars back into your retirement savings. If you could use the home you're living in now to do any of those 5 things, would you want to see how it works? The person, Tammy, who says, yes, I'd like to see how that works, that's a person who should have a reverse mortgage consultation.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I'm glad you said it that way and ended on that note. If somebody wants to call you or they have further questions in regard to how do they get started, what their financial situations looks like, and they've heard these 2 sessions, how would they get in contact with you? What's your email address and what's your phone number where they can call and make this appointment?
Sure. Email address is Don, Don Graves. That's my name. AskDonGraves@gmail.com. AskDonGraves@gmail.com. Or you can dial the 1-800 number wherever you may be watching or listening. 1-800-762-6315. I'll say it again because you're scrambling to get a pen or pencil. There it is. Right-hand side. Grab it. Get the paper. Here it comes. One more time. 1-800-762-6315.
Excellent. So I know there may be some people out there that are looking at this information session and they're looking for their parents or their grandparents or their older uncles or whoever they think this might be a fit for. And they're wondering, are you on the socials? And if you are, what's your social media information so they can follow you?
Oh, wow. LinkedIn. Just ask Don Graves on LinkedIn. I think it's the same on Facebook and the same on Twitter. Ask Don Graves.
Excellent. So there's no excuse for anyone out there that's finding value in this information session not to have a way to get in contact with you and at least have a consultation and find out if it's right for you. Tammy, you have any questions?
No questions, but I just want those tech-savvy people to scan the QR code, and that will take you to our landing page so that you can get more information from Don on reverse mortgages.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. I look forward to the coming sessions, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.